It's also online. This calendar is from Kashmir. This calendar has few faces, very few of the many faces of people who have been disappeared by the Indian state this much before Modi. So while we talk of democracy, we talk of constitutional rights, we talk of the women of Shaheen Bagh. Is it loud or should I be louder?
Louder!
Okay. Let me be louder. Can you hear me now? Okay. Start with the word Azadi for Kashmir. So remember that if you can hear it, it's good. Now, so this calendar memorializes between 6 to 8,000 Kashmiris that have been disappeared by the Indian state since 1990. This is much before Modi came to power. And this is much before Hindu nationalists were seen as very dangerous in India. So when we talk of Azadi today, of course we are talking of Azadi for all groups. We are talking of Azadi for women, Azadi for queers, Azadi for Assam, Azadi for Dalits, Azadi for everyone. But we must never forget that in case of this territory, Azadi starts with Kashmir, and until and unless we acknowledge and respect that and have full solidarity without any condition with Azadi for Kashmir, our struggle for Azadi within India would have no meaning. That's something I want to now, I say this as someone who's not a Kashmiri. I say this as someone who comes from India and Nepal. My mother was from Nepal, by the way, right? I come from India and Nepal both. And I say this as someone who strongly believes in the ideas of democracy. But in India, we can challenge fascism. We hope to end fascists, right? And I would say this flag, some of us might be comfortable with the flag, some of us might not be comfortable with the flag. But let's remember this fact that end of Hindu fascism is not the end of Indian colonial state. So the fight has to be end of Hindu fascism to start with, but also end of Indian colonial state. Without that end of Indian colonial state, I'm sorry, but Modi would be replaced by Kejriwal, who does not seem to be that different. Bigger version of Narendra Modi, by the way, right? So that's something we have to bear in mind. Now, this does not imply that we all need to agree on everything. But we must not appropriate slogans. We must not appropriate the ideas of freedom, ideas of Azadi from Kashmir, and then say to Kashmiris that your struggle does not matter, that what happens now is about dealing with Modi, what happens now is, of course, equal rights for all within India. Yes, it's important because, of course, we are dealing with that. I understand that the struggles for Indian secularists, struggle for Indian Muslims, struggle for Indian Christians, struggle for Indian everything is an important struggle. And I'm not undermining it. I said, I am someone who has been working on Hindu nationalism, working on all of that for long. And that struggle is very crucial. But we must never, never, never throw Kashmir under the bus. And that is important when we talk of Azadi and freedom. So I would say, if you want to say, and I would never expect Kashmiris to say, but if Indians want to say Hindustan Zindabad, fine. Hindustan Zindabad. But we must also be willing to say Hindu Rashtra Murdabad. Death to Hindu nation. Because Hindu nation is a fascist nation. Like previous study of Erdogan and Ataturk. In case of Turkey, it's interesting how Ataturk is seen as sort of secular and Erdogan is Islamist. Frankly, both of them are progenies of fascism. And this is, I would say, when we look at the so-called secular Indian state and the Hindu national state, both of them are progenies of the British. So yes, it starts here. We can blame the British, but we have to understand also that the ways in which Indian state have been dealing with Kashmir and various other people today, and the ways in which Hindu nationalists are dealing with all kinds of minorities today, show us that not only a good, and I say of course good in inverted comma, and as an academic I say inverted comma by the way, right? We are good descendants of the British, but I think we are showing British to be children. We are showing even Hitler to be children in long term until unless we fight for justice and freedom for all. And as I said, freedom for all essentially implies both freedom within India and freedom from India, if that's what you want. Azadi for all.